Rock and roll.
All right, we're ready. So, all right, tonight's hot topic is all about how the heck has Lisa Eddy sold $4,500 all online in the last 14 days? So it just keeps going. Okay, so Lisa, you've been with us for 4 years, 3 years?
3. May will be 3.
And you started off not doing any live parties. You eventually shifted, so you did a little bit because you have kids, you have a big job, husband, house, all that. Yeah. You couldn't fit in a live parties. And you started doing live parties in the last several months, really, since I saw you in December in Florida at the meeting.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You started getting really good at live parties, getting lots of good attendance, building a team, working on that. And then, bam, we got shut down. So then what did you do? What happened?
Yep. So it kind of really just spiraled from a live party that went Corona bad. We had a lot of attendees that were invited, and I just thought it was going to be a slam dunk party. And then once I got there, literally the text just started going, "I'm not coming. I can't come." And the host was freaking out, and I was like, "Don't worry about it. Let's just have fun tonight with who we have." We got really drunk and had fun. Some pieces. It was a really nice interaction with everyone. And then I just said, all right, you're at, I don't know, I think she was at maybe $500 or $600 in sales. So I said, we need to get more, to kind of get you over this hump. And so I said, are you willing to do it online and, outreach the rest of your tags, that aren't necessarily here, which you should be doing anyhow. So I talked her into it because she just had so much fun. And so we opened it up online, and the rest of the orders just started filling in. From there, it just kind of, I think she had 2 bookings from her party that were both going to be live parties. One of them had already committed before even, coming to the party. And she was just like, I want to host a party, blah, blah, blah. So I reached out to her and I just said, obviously, we're not going to be having a live party in April. So are you willing to do an online, see how we, what kind of traction we can get, and then flip it once we're over this COVID, which will be a win-win because July is when the new fall line comes out and, everyone will be happy. So she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So it kind of just started spiraling from there. To keep the resources going, I tapped into past people just I went into the last 3 to 4 parties, reached out to them, just normal everyday spiel, and just coached them on it. So it really was just as simple as, hey, it's double host rewards, my typical blurb. And really let them know, because some of them would say, well, it's online, I don't know, and I'm not a Zoom person. I'm fine with this, but as far as doing a party, I'm just, by the time I'm done with my job, it's 6 o'clock, my kids have driven me crazy. I just want to be in my pajamas and don't want to deal with anybody. So the last thing I want to be doing is, getting all dolled up for Zoom and trying to do something that I'm just not comfortable doing. So I really coached it as, hey, there's zero. You don't have to do anything. Literally, I'm going to set up the link, set up the invite. We'll invite people, and you just kind of go from there. So they took the bite. I reassured them that we have the audience here and that, most of these parties should be successful. If I got any kind of hesitation, well, I don't know, because, blah, 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 blah. I was like, people, what are you doing right now? You're online, right? Like, we're talking through Facebook because you clearly have nowhere else to go. So let's just kind of approach it that way. And it just kind of continuously went. So everything that I've had so far has been from these past, I think maybe 6 parties I've done. And then I have 7 in the pipeline, and they've all come from these 7. So it's just literally snowballing.
Okay.
Not anything special other than kind of letting them know, if you're scared that you don't think you're going to have an audience, they are here, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's say I'm one of those 7. How long are you and I doing this party?
So I typically like to leave it open for a week.
1 week. So you set it up on Facebook for 1 week and you leave it open in Glam Central for 1 week, same week?
Correct. Yeah. Unless the host, like I have one right now that doesn't want to close it out for, 2 weeks, which is fine because you know what? One of the girls, she was a Nail Street. Is that what it's called? Color Street or Nail Street? She bought something. She worked with this host and she was like, well, I don't know, blah, 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 because I tried to get her to host. She's like, I don't have any friends. I'm like, well, how are you in sales and marketing and you don't have any friends? Like, that's silly, but whatever. So she came back, we were going to close the party and the host was like, no, we're going to leave it open. She got her jewelry. She texted me. She was like, holy schmoly, this jewelry is ridiculous. And she ordered another $260 just last night.
Oh.
So I was just like, you sure you don't want to host and get that for free? So I'm really trying to get her. It's not working yet, but it's just a matter of that continuous,
So what's the first thing that you tell the hostess to do after you set up her party in the back off in Glam Central and on Facebook? What's the first thing you tell her to do?
Invite. So I just set up 3 tonight for, the next couple of days. And so as soon as I set it up, I obviously made them a co-host and I reached out to them and I just said, hey, link is set up, shut this off, link is set up, invite right away. And as soon as we get, some responses, I'm just going to go there and kind of start doing pre-marketing.
Okay.
All obviously compliments of Social Hub.
Okay. So let's say you and I set up a party and it starts tonight, which is a Monday, and we're going to run it through next Monday. Is that because, like, say around Thursday or so, you and I have agreed that Thursday 7 to 8 is when the actual party happens? Correct. Online on that Facebook event? Is that correct? That's correct. How you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me some more about that. So what's your game plan over the 7 days? What kinds of things are you trying to do over the 7 days?
Yep. So, within the first day or two, so like tonight, obviously I already saw some individuals were added or responded going. The second I start seeing not interested is when I'm like, radar. So I jump in and I, try to get fun ways for them to want to come versus this, annoying person trying to get them to buy something that they may or may not be interested in. So I make it fun at that point. It's not a matter of, product. I use that little, I think it was the little bunny slippers thing, like, getting ready to party or whatever, just, stupid little or silly little things to really catch their eye. Mm-hmm. And it may not even be in the Social Hub. It may be something silly. I think, I use the night of the event, a silly little GIF thing where it's like, all right. And it's, whatever, put Matthew McConaughey, in there. So it's just those silly little things to get them a little bit like eye-catching. So I will do little by little, depending on the responses. If I'm getting flooded with responses of people going, I'll just maybe post one thing, like, okay, can't wait to see you guys in a couple of days, or get ready, don't worry about looking pretty, blah, blah, blah. If I see that we're not getting responses, then, I'll still do a little bit extra, because every time I post something, if you're invited, you'll get that alert. So you're either going to respond that you're going or you're not.
Okay.
And if from that we still don't have anything, I'll reach out to the host and just say, all right, have you personally reached out to anyone to say, I would like you to join, or did you just add them to the invite? So one person just added 260 people. Well, clearly 200 people are not going to come or attend. So, I'll kind of maybe do a little bit more of that host coaching with her to say, okay, out of these 260 people, who do you really think we should target? And let's target those people.
And when you say target, what do you mean?
Like reach out to them via personal, like, whether it's text, call, Facebook Messenger, personally from the host, not me.
Her, right.
Because again, they're more compelled to want to go and support them, even if it's just a little break for an hour to not watch the news and all this craziness.
Right.
That's what I tell them as well. So I share with my host, I say, don't pressure them to come and buy. Let them know this is just a fun way for us to disconnect from the craziness. That is the key in the responses I've been getting, in my opinion. So I think it's just a matter of getting the right words as to how you want them to come in. Kind of like how you guys do with the Blingo. They don't really know they're coming, but they just come, and then all of a sudden it's like now they have this full opportunity. Like you're tricking them, but not tricking them. You're tricking them in a way that you truly want them to come to disconnect,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you give the hostess verbiage of what kinds of things to say?
Sometimes, yes, it depends. So I've been really lucky and fortunate to have a lot of very involving hostess. I think you and I kind of chatted today. There are already 2 girls, they're a sister and sister-in-law, and they're pretty much going to be signing on, because I was just like, why wouldn't you want to sell this? Like, you're coming for your own verbiage. You're like, well, I just tweaked yours. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, I did not say that ever. So,
good.
Yeah, I've really, like I said, been very, 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 very fortunate. I had one host that was kind of like so I did have to kind of really, make it fun, be like, okay, host this, send this, kind of do that. So
Okay.
I haven't really had that obstacle yet. It's not to say it won't come, but we'll see.
So out of the 6 parties or so, what's been your smallest and what's been your largest dollar-wise?
Yep. Wrote it all down.
I knew you had.
What you're going to prepare for. And you're like, I'm just going to ask questions. I was like, oh no, she's not. All right. My lowest is my own, and that's at 372, because obviously we all should have our own parties going on right now because we need to utilize that benefit, which is crazy. I'm like, how do I have the lowest amount of sales? What the heck? On average, they're between, I had one at 732, one at 744, one at 614. And then the 2 bigger ones that I closed out, one was 962 and the other was 1298. So I'm currently at 4,723.81 PSV.
Okay. So that's amazing. So out of a 7-day period, how many posts, aside from that 1 hour party, how many posts are you doing per day on the average party?
Beforehand, at least 1 or 2 a day. It just, again, depends on that audience gauge, which you're going to know once you kind of get in there and see, because you want to keep them. You don't want it to be out of sight, out of mind, but you also don't want to go into stalk mode, because during that hour is when you're going to be like, boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
They're going to be overwhelmed or excited. So I do beforehand 1 or 2, again, just kind of depending on, do we want this to really have 10 people on? Because if 10 people are on, maybe 5 people will buy. And that's a gimmick. Then obviously the party is when it's overload. And then follow up, I typically do the morning of with that little coffee one. Mm-hmm. That will prompt anyone that maybe wasn't necessarily engaged in that hour for whatever reason, whether they had small kids working, they're just tired, whatever. They're able to go back on the next day and then just have a flood of posts and see that very last one and be like, oh, I can still order. And then from there, we'll kind of, it just depends. Again, if I really want to see the hostess push it, or if she says, I think I still may have 1 or 2 people kind of looking, we'll go in there and say some kind of an incentive. Now, again, not everybody is comfortable doing this. I have a lot of inventory that I don't use or wear that's just sitting here. And so I will say next order to come in, or first order to come in this morning, we'll get a free stretch. We'll get a pair of ice earrings. Try to use that as ammunition to get those additional orders.
Okay. Why don't we show that party that you added me to? Is that one closed already, the April 4th party?
No, I'm closing it today.
Okay. All right. So
at 7:32.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen, and can you all see this? Mm-hmm. So this is the party that she created a week ago Saturday. And I think I have to go down to the very beginning, right?
Yeah, all the way down.
Bottom.
And this is the party where I have, the host. There's actually possibly 3. So I got 2 potential consultants, 2 bookings, well, really 3 bookings. Okay. And this one was really spiraled out of control with the audience. This was a fun one.
Okay. So this was on a Saturday evening, the 4th?
Yeah, at 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And this one's closing out at what?
7:32.
Okay, so here's the start. You're invited to my online party. So that was on the 28th.
Right. That's to kind of prompt them to be like,
right.
They'll get that initial, you're invited, Facebook.
Yes.
And then sometimes they'll just sit there. They may or may not remind you, but then this will freshen their face.
Okay. And then the next one, this was cute. So this all comes off of Social Hub. Correct. Almost party time. Post below how you know our gorgeous host, Christy. How do you know the host? And she got a lot of comments. That's crazy. Look at that. I love that. That's a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
Okay. But that was on the 31st. So that was 4 days before the party. A couple days later, can't wait. Next best bling, party starts tomorrow. The hostess said yay. Take my money already.
She's hosting a party, and she's, I think she says pampered chef, so she gets it.
She gets it. So she knew she needed to be enthusiastic. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, you're hosting a party, girl.
Okay, yeah. See, there she goes. Ooh, can't wait. That's cute. Okay, my kind of party. We're partying in our PJs tonight. Okay, that's cute. All right. Who do I tap on to watch? What do I tap on to
Yeah.
watch the party? I'll be posting in a few. It'll be a series of posts. Okay. Let's do this. And here comes Matthew McConaughey. All right. All right.
Because it's just something different, you know, catchy.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Okay. So then you start with the customer special. My name is, I want to thank the hostess. Special for the Facebook event. I do not hear anything. That's because I'm not speaking. Okay, then a little bit about you. Great idea. I love that. And your pretty picture. Okay, love it. And then cheers to the somewhat successful first week of homeschooling.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Cheers. But and still you've got limited comments here. Okay. They're catching on. Okay, and now you're doing face shifts. I wish I could see you all in person, but sadly not. So here I am virtually. So it's a great chart to help with some ideas. And that's that's on Social Hub. That's actually in the back office on downloads. And now here are a few of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then you start with that.
Try to do it sporadic, like, you know, post after post on the product so that they kind of get a taste and feel.
And here we are, 806. 806. And post a pic of you. So you've done a couple products and now you're getting their picture. So you've changed the subject. Now you have more product. Remember this picture, as I will share the deets later. Pair so well together. More jewelry, more jewelry. Obsessed. So you're talking about it from yourself. Jessica is back at her games. Add to cart. Click. So now you're putting the link in here, and this is now 8:15. Okay. I love that. These sets are pretty badass, if you ask me. Okay. Good girl. Another keeper in my book. Love. Little video. Who loves a good layered look. So you're not putting a ton of words, just really good picture, simple yet elegant. Here we are at 8.
They love emojis. Emojis are huge.
Okay. Meet the society. Oh, this is so cute. Ladies, meet the society bracelet. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You're welcome. Cute. Okay. Emojis. Puff and puff. This right here is my everyday wear. Is that a pineapple? Okay. Gonna pause for a minute. Who has any questions? Okay. How do I see the prices? And then there's a whole thread with her. Okay. So then you show the little video of Fran and the cha-cha. So video. Things about Swarovski. More shopping. Here's the link. Spend $100, get the next piece, and now it's 8:30. Another little video. Night out. Face Ice Baby. You can't have just one. Our #1 selling bracelet. Rose Gold Lovers. And now it's 8:35. Little black dress. Very nice. Okay. And you had this thing to give away, right? So
nobody took the bait on that. I was like, what the heck? I saw that.
The bait. Okay.
No.
I wondered if anybody would take that. Okay, virtual ring sizer.
Which is brilliant, by the way.
So funny. Wow. Okay. Remember the post about not wanting to forget this gem. Here's the deal. Book an online party tonight. Get the necklace for $50. So remember, everybody, we have access to 5 of these at $50 a piece, and you can use them as bait for hosts. This is to, in my opinion, the best use. And there is a little video for that one. And then you showed the cute little gifts, ice bracelets, sizes, more video. Stunning. And
I do the videos too sometimes because it helps me catch up with the notifications because it can get overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it just kind of buys you some time to kind of give a minute and reply so that you can continue with that post.
That's a really good point. 8:45, 8:45, 8:46 rings, 8:46. Who's ready for a giveaway? Now you've got 5 people commenting, or
Nothing on that either.
right.
So you offer these things, but it doesn't mean that you're necessarily utilizing it.
Yeah, right. Okay, questioning hosting. I'm going to share some real numbers with you. Okay. Product, 851. Book a party, she gets 70% off, blah, blah. Business starter kit. That's so cute. I love that picture. That glam jam. Okay. Yep. So that's great. So you're putting in the bid for the business as well as the party. Here's the starter kit for just $139. What? Love it. Okay. Nobody posted anything about that. Did someone say wrist party? Okay. Double host dollars. Shopping. Questions. Okay. All right. And then you're still kind of going on with little things.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I miss? Scroll back and look at the posts. Thanks, ladies. It's 9:20. Okay, that's the hostess. Company stands behind the product. Add to cart.
And that's another thing too. So I typically, taper it off in an hour.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, if it's going, I'm going to keep on going with it, especially if
people are kind of still hanging out
at home.
Yeah. And then do your thank you link. Thank you for your order, Cindy Stevens. Thank you for your order, Kim. Okay. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Cara.
And I have the host do that so that it's coming from them versus us.
Okay, good point. And then the next day, okay, and you put in, you did a little, all orders placed today will be entered into a drawing for a free pair of ice stud earrings. That's cute. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, EJ. And so these are from the hostess saying thank you.
Correct.
Okay, so you're letting her know what orders are coming in. So guess what, guys? So this is 4 days later, 5 days later. She's got 2 70% off pieces as she booked 2 parties. Help her earn more and jump on the party train. Somebody got their bling and is posting it. And there you have it. Okay. So, I mean, it looks pretty basic. Do you think, what was the hostess doing behind the scenes?
She was just having a grand old time. Like she texted me and she was just like, oh my God, this is so much fun, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for talking me into it. I was like, absolutely. She was definitely an involved hostess for sure.
So do you do the same lineup essentially for every party? So let's say you've got a bunch going on. Are you basically doing the same posts for all of them?
Yes and no. So again, it kind of depends on the audience. Typically, yes, I am posting from, so what I'll do is before, it's kind of like, before I run a marathon, right? It's like you get ready, you get the adrenaline going, and I get everything all lined up. So I will have probably, I think it's 3 windows open. So I go into Facebook, I'll have the past event opened so that I can utilize that to copy, paste, copy, paast. Okay. Then I have the actual event open that I'm working with. Then
so
I
one
have
of them is like the template, and then you're working off of what the original one was. Okay.
Yep. Because 1, it's very hard to do from your phone, and 2, if you have multiple parties going on, it gets very confusing, and I do not recommend that. I did that like in my first year, and it was not good. I totally posted in the wrong party, sent the wrong link.
Yeah.
Very unorganized.
So you're doing it all from your computer, you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I do it from my my landline computer at home. And then I have a 3rd Facebook open that I can track the notifications in, because the second you come out of a window, it's going to throw you off, in my opinion.
Okay, so explain what you just said about 3 Facebooks open. What do you mean by that?
Tabs. So like I'll go into Facebook and pull up the past event. Then I'll log in again, because you can obviously log in as many times as you want. I'll log in again in a new tab. And that's the event page that I'm going to be working out of. And then I'll log in again and have another tab. And that's where I'm going to pull the notifications from. So it's 3 Facebook tabs that are open in my browser.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all the pictures stored on my computer.
Okay. So you got all the pictures there. So for the first one, you had some teeing up to do, some figuring out what it all needed to be. Okay.
Yeah, you got to kind of figure it out first,
Right.
and then play with it. And each one, if you look at each of the parties that I've done, they're all different, you know. And I kind of run with it. So if somebody's really into layering, which that one girl, Jessica, you know, she messaged me and said, "What do you have for layering?" I obviously knew to dig a little bit deeper on the layering piece of it. So I modify it based on the audience, when and as I come up with it.
Right. Okay, let me look at some of these questions. I'm in chat, Lisa. I don't know if you can see them. So Wendy said, "How is she having this all lined up to put online with verbiage so quickly?" So I think, Wendy, did that get answered for you? Okay. Maybe she can.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, all right. Raina wants to know, do you do the posts in real time or schedule? Because Raina has figured out a way to tee up several parties at once out of, what do we call it? Yeah.
Yeah, I do real time, but if that works, great, because that would get multiple parties. Like,
you should talk.
Yeah, reach out to me for this week. I wanted to both do Thursday, and I told her no. I said I'll do on Friday. So if we can figure that out to do schedules, teach me this, I think that would be extremely useful.
Well, hey, Beth.
Yeah.
So with that, the only thing that I had is that I wasn't able to post in events. That was more so if I was doing groups.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that was the issue I kind of had with that, because there was one hostess that I had that preferred to do an event because she figured people wouldn't go into the group. So I had to like post it to my page and then share it with the event. So I kind of like how Lisa has that going on. Yeah.
And I mean, quite honestly, for me, we're all busy, right? I mean, my house is a madhouse right now. I mean, so I'm friends with some of you guys on Facebook, but like this week has just been a total pooper for me. I have a pipe burst. I have no carpets upstairs. My walls are all cut out. I'm like, what in Sam hell? My kids are acting like a bunch of cage animals. So for me, I physically enjoy the breaks. I'm like, I tell my husband, I'm like, all right, you're off the streets, because he's a cop, and I'm like, you're done. They're yours. Like, give me this hour. It's my sanity. So for me, I don't know that I would personally like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're pre-post. However, if you in a situation where you have multiple hosts that want to do it on the same night, that would be brilliant. So if we can figure that out, that would be so key to that issue for this week.
Holly said, looks like the hostess was keeping in touch with her the entire time, and that's how she was keeping up with it so quickly with it. Holly, what do you mean by that? That's how she was keeping up so quickly with,
What was she just, were you constantly keeping in contact with your hostess? Because I often let my hostess know what they're at so that they can kind of keep planning for what they want and their goal is.
Well, I think she was getting the emails every time an order came in.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I think she, every time she would be like, oh, got another one. I was like, oh, we're over 500, woohoo, and so we were definitely texting back and forth. But she, particular girl, was the only one that was as behind the scenes as everybody else. Everybody else was just more or less kind of in the event and then tapered off. And I hadn't heard from them for like a week or two. And I was like, are we going to close out your party?
Yeah. How did you guys manage that, by the way? I mean, I've never heard of a host. Honestly, all the hostesses that I've come in contact with, they've been so extremely excited about their free jewelry and everything, but they've never been like what I saw on your Facebook page, like as involved.
I think because, like everybody, like I just said, they need a break. So it's like, I don't know. I'm doing a party this Thursday for a friend of mine who is very unengaged, but she's just doing it to shut me up. And I'm interested to see how it goes, because she will not be that host, but now she's the one that that invited 260 people. So I'm curious to see how this goes, because she is, I can tell you right now, I can invite all you guys to that party. She is not going to jump on once. And so it's going to be a hard challenge for me, but I'm going to win. So I don't know. I think it's just, like I said, I'm hitting the right people that are wanting that connection. So, they want that outlet. I mean, so many people have reached out to me and said, oh, even if they didn't order, they're like, thank you so much. That was so much fun. Sorry, I can't order right now, but I will in the future. And I'm like, it's not even about you ordering right now. It's about you just having fun. And I think once we share that with them, it kind of puts their mind at ease. Like, okay, it's not this annoying sales girl trying to get a sale out of me, which we are, but we're not at the same time. We're working just for that outreach and opportunity and, just having fun.
Lisa, you did a lot of these before the shutdown happened. Do you notice more engagement right now because of
100%?
Right.
100%.
And so this is sort of a limited window here that we're going to be able to have this kind of success, really, right?
Yeah, because the first year in my career at Touchstone, I only did online, and it drove like Shauna and Roseanne crazy. They were like, what the heck? I didn't have the time. And so my entire first year, besides my launch party, which was not good, everything was online. And so I don't know, that was probably my best year, was my first year. And I would say on average, I was between 15 and every month. And then the second year just kind of went, but I did become, a group leader, and then it kind of went away. And then I did the Betsey thing, and I was like, I'm in it, let's go. So.
Okay. The next question was, how many people are usually invited? And are you doing a private co-hosted event on Facebook as the setup?
Yes. So definitely I feel the private event is better than adding them to like a join a group, because the likelihood in my experience, I'm not saying this is true data, in my experience, if you're invited to a group, the likelihood that you're going to go is probably slim. Where if you're personally invited to something, it's more like a personal invitation, like you're invited to a wedding, please, I'm asking you to come, versus, oh, just come and, join this group. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It's the same. So it's the same as live parties. So say, tell
right.
them to invite 30 to 40 that they can actually physically invite, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
With the group, I feel you have the option to just ignore it and move on. Yeah. Where you're invited to an invite, event, you physically have to respond, because one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to be really engaged and see these posts and want to jump on and be like, what the heck is going on? Or you're going to be like, oh my God, this girl is so annoying, and hit no. And then you're going to stop, getting the post. Yeah. So I think in the group, you're not going to have that option.
Okay. Michelle Ferreira has a good question. Did you decide to wait to post the party link to build excitement? I never thought about doing that. Did you offer that people can order before the party?
Yes and no. No, I don't typically share the link beforehand unless the host asks me, because she's already kind of growing. Now I will share the link with the hostess at the second it's built out and say, here's your link, share it with anyone who you have not invited on the Facebook event, because there are still a lot of people not tied to social media. So she'll kind of work on those pre-orders. And then sometimes, I will say, hey, I'll give you a free ice bracelet on top of everything else you're getting if you can get 5 orders by this date. I haven't done that yet. I've done it, but I haven't had to do that because nobody has gotten 5 orders yet. But it's just another way. I mean, what would it hurt me? If I get an ice bracelet, $50 is possibly coming out of my pocket for a potential, party that in my money,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another thing too, I think for me, I know everyone's going to be like, seriously, Lisa, right now, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it because I truly just love it and have fun. So if I get the deal, well, heck, I'm getting shiplap on Saturday because of this, I'm like, thank you, baby Jesus. I can start doing things in my house, but I don't necessarily need it, so I think there's a difference of I'm really going in with this as let's just have fun and roll with it and see what happens.
Right.
So
Wendy says, I've been working with a host for Wednesday morning, and it's currently her and one guest. I've reached out a couple times to offer help. Says she doesn't really she doesn't really know anyone. Oh, okay. Wendy, are you doing that one as a Zoom or as just a Facebook party? I say just, not.
It's a Zoom.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's a little different.
Now, she's from Jupiter originally, and she lives in Georgia. So we did go to the same high school, so we know people. But when I spoke to her on the phone, we talked about 30 to 40 people. Right. And I can't obviously see who she's inviting. as far as texting. I don't know who she's inviting, but I've asked her, you know, how many people have you reached out to? She hasn't given me a number. She did post the event to her Facebook page, to her timeline, but I literally have her and one guest, which I guess is fine because I can practice and just make it fun.
Right.
But, you know, I would like to make it more fun for her, because if the party goes nowhere, then she doesn't get anything anyway. It's just
right. Yeah. And isn't it though the same as doing a regular live party when we're not in shutdown? It's like if they aren't going to invite people well and not take our help, we're just going to be stuck with what we're stuck with.
right.
It's no different. I think for Lisa, one of the reasons it's working so well for Lisa right now is because people are home, and she's got hostesses who are willing to invite. So she's kind of, and too, think about it, you know, she's booking off people who have modeled success.
Right.
That's as well.
Helpful. Yeah.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much. You've been extremely helpful.
Really great.
Yeah, and if there's anything I can do, like I said, feel free and
great.
Take whatever verbiage you need, or, you know, and just tweak it to be whatever works for you and, you know, that individual, because I really think it just comes down to, you know, catching their attention somehow.
Yeah.
And I've gone in and taken some of the posts and to like get engagement from anybody that maybe she invited, or, you know, but still there's only her and one other person that's seeing anything I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's kind of wasted effort.
Hard to know until the moment, to the last minute.
Right.
And I did have one party.
Right.
I was gonna say, I did have one party kind of right before COVID happened.
Yeah.
Was booked from another party, and she was a party like candle girl. And so I totally thought we were going to have this. She had 2 sales that were at $34 each. And I was like, really? And I asked. So I think you're going to know, you know, if this party, you know, for every good party you have, there's going to be bad ones as well. And so just don't spend that much energy into it.
Are your current hostesses pretty good on social media? Like, are they pretty social on social media?
No. Well, one is that Jessica girl.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely is. Christy is not.
But she did well.
From what I can see, I've only obviously friend requested her because she came from a fundraiser event from about 3 months ago. So, and that's another thing too. I don't know if this is good or bad or what you guys do on your end. I'm actually curious to know if, I guess it's hard too because it's live, but every time somebody orders something from me, I know it's a little stalkerish, but I'll go and I'll add them to my Facebook because, you know, like I just feel like I'm getting to know them personally, and the likelihood that they're going to host for me in the future is way more valuable than, you know, like, do you guys add your people to your personal Facebook, or is it mostly business?
Yeah.
I just added a bunch to my VIP group.
That's good.
I don't have that. I got to do that too.
I did. Well, I've been wanting to do it and I haven't. And I finally just did it because we were on lockdown. And I literally was sort of paralyzed with what to do with regards to the business. Now I am getting orders. I got another one today for 150. I have a party over 1,000. So I'm feeling, and it's interesting because with what I do as a buyer, our shop is closed. So now I'm actually photographing stuff to put online for the shop to sell it, which sounds really weird. And Betsy, you'll understand this from me. I have no problem putting it out there for Chris. My whole kitchen was covered with product today. I photographed it. I'm putting it on the website. I'm doing all this stuff. But when it comes to me doing it, I was just sort of frozen. But now I'm getting orders, and I posted some things today on my page just because I'm like, you know what, I'm getting emails, or I'm getting text messages, emails, posts on different brands and whatever. So I thought I'm going to post. So I posted, I have a different one on. I posted a wrist party and got a number of people talking about the wrist party and, oh, I think I need to have a party. And then another one was like, oh, I need to have that. I offered up a party to one. She's moving. So we're going back and forth. So I am getting engagement, and
great.
So
getting there.
Yeah.
All right. Any last question for Lisa that we haven't covered? It just
Actually, Betsy, can I ask a quick question?
yeah.
Sorry, and Lisa, if you answered this, I apologize. All the bookings that you've gotten, have those been just via comments on the Facebook page, or how did those come about?
So again, I kind of took like that Jessica girl, for instance. Obviously there was something about her, like she was engaged, she wanted to buy, she was messaging me, what should I buy, blah, blah, blah. And then I just got to know her and I was just like, well, why don't you just host a party? Like I would just flat out ask the question. Every time somebody purchased, I would do your typical follow-up to be like, typical spiel, and I can, send or post the verbiage of the, hey, it's double host. This is what Christy's currently sitting at, blah, blah, blah. So just again, using the current party with real numbers. And then it would just be like, sold, why not? I mean, we're just sitting here anyhow, nobody has anywhere to go. From there, the other thing too, nothing is locked in stone yet, but all of these parties and even people, I had 2 for this upcoming week, have already committed to live parties. This is just a trial run. This is just there. We have nothing else to do. We want something fun to do, and why not earn free jewelry, because of whatever reason. But I want to say it's a total of 5 right now. So 5 have already committed to live parties once we get past this. So not only are these people, here now putting, money in my pocket, but it come July. And that's another thing. I'm using okay, in July, we're going to be past this. We can do a live party, and there's going to be a new line out, more for you to choose from. So really showcase that, because we all know the fall line comes out in July after Glam Jam. So just hype them up about the future, keep them suspenseful, keep them, wanting to continue that relationship with me.
That's a very good point. Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Because everything that we're doing today is going to directly impact what our rebound is going to look like after we're back out there again. And if we're not out there right now doing something, we are literally starting from a full stop. And that's something that I think we can really work to avoid that right now with all of this. Well, thank you so much. Lisa, you're so generous. I cannot even get over your generosity and willingness to share all this with us. And you've got some big goals this month, and I cannot wait to see where you land. It's going to be really fun. I think we should do like a poll, like a little contest. Just like, how much will Lisa sell this month? I'll have a little prize at the end. That would be funny.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for your great questions and for being involved. I hope it was helpful. Sure helped me a lot. Gave me a lot of good ideas too.
Extremely helpful. And Lori Downing, her script is amazing as well. So
really good.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, it's really good. Thank you.
And the marketing, everyone should download all this marketing, because that is key as well. I feel like that really has taken this online tool to a whole new level. And instead of me just having a bunch of words and a little picture of something, touchstone related, these extra little cartoon characters, like the marketing is top notch, 100% what is selling this, in my opinion.
I agree.
Fun, they're cute, they're like, oh wow, look at that. You're like, they're unusual. They're like, it's not your normal little marketing spiel. So
they've done a great job. Yes. Everything that they created for us has been so wonderful.
They're selling this, Lisa, but you're selling this, girl.
With their help and support. For sure.
Doing awesome. Great job. All right. Thanks, ladies. So good to see all of your faces. Oh, it means so much to me. All right, everybody.
Bye.
Keep going. We can do this. We can do this. Great
Bye.
to see you. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Lee.
thank you.
Thank you.